welcome to you. My name's Dale and this is Dale's Addiction, and this is part 2 of my Q&A, filmed the second time around. So we'll see, well, you won't see, and neither will I guess, whether or not the answers differ from the first time around. For some reason, I got carried away cleaning out my hard drive and deleted the first part, kept the second part. I think I'll just redo this whole bit. So here we are. If you'd like to contribute to my Q&As in the future, just hit that subscribe button down below and you will get access to all of my new uploads, including my community posts, which is where I ask for questions. You can also follow me over on Instagram at Dales_addiction, where I will put on my stories from time to time the opportunity to submit questions as well. Let's get cracking. The first question, the pros and cons of the Fendi Sequin Baguette Purple Rain now that you've had it for a while. Here she is. Oh, there's a con. She's got a little bit of fluff on her from my purple jumper. This bag is absolutely divine. The short backstory is that I just walked past the Fendi boutique in 2020 and the mannequin was holding it. That's how I came across it. I did not have to pre-order and do all of that. I was very, very lucky. And so, yep, 2020 shops were open here in Australia. Some parts of Australia anyway. Pros and cons. Well, the pros is, I mean, it's an absolutely stunning bag. It's super complimented. It's actually very user-friendly for an occasional bag. This is not an everyday bag. If you wear sequins as everyday bags, that is fantastic. But in terms of being on high rotation, this is not that bag. So it is perfect for its purpose, which is a statement piece. Mine is from the first batch, so I've not had any problems with losing sequins, loose sequins or anything of that nature. So in terms of workmanship, I would say that's a pro. Obviously the affiliation with Sex and the City is absolutely a pro for me in terms of the time where I felt like I was coming up in my 20s and 30s. This bag has nostalgic value regardless of how Sex and the City is positioned in today's environment. And yeah, I actually think when you look at how unique this was for its time, that was a pro as well. Cons, well, it's not so exclusive. It was marketed as exclusive and then they kept giving people the opportunity to pre-order it in limited quantities at limited times, and it's really taken away from the exclusivity of the bag. Now, whether or not you think exclusivity is right or wrong, I think it's right when it comes to luxury. That's certainly why I would pay a luxury price for something, in that it is more scarce. There is less of it. So I feel like that's a con. It's not an everyday bag. I guess you could say that's a con, but it's not for me because none of my bags are everyday bags really, at least not for me. Any other cons? I don't think so. I think if you love it and you can get your hands on it, do a great quality inspection, particularly across where the flap joins at the back, this seam. That's my hot tip. And if you're satisfied, buy it, love it, enjoy it, wear it, treasure it. The next question, which bag in your collection brings you the most joy? It's this little guy. It's my J.W. Anderson Pigeon Clutch Gary. Why does it bring me the most joy? Because it is, this is the thing. This is the guy, the Gary, the Pidge. He's kind of become an icon of this channel, and my DMs, I can guarantee you nearly every single day, I will get a DM from one of you guys, or I'll be tagged in a story where there's some mad person or mad pigeon, real life pigeon, not plastic pigeon, doing something crazy or funny, and you guys just don't know how much joy that brings me that A, we're connected on the Gary front and that we're all running around calling our pigeons Garys all over the world in all of these different places. And when days are a little bit gloomy and someone sends me a Gary meme or video or reel, whatever, it's just a little reminder to shake it off and get on with things. And yeah, so I would definitely say that Gary brings me the most joy, and it's thanks to you guys, so thank you. Do you own any Zimmerman or Camila? And if so, can you share your favourite pieces? Yes, I own a lot. I've been wearing Zimmerman and Camila for a long time. With Zimmerman, I tend to be pretty picky with pieces because Zimmerman can just look like one look. It's very difficult to integrate Zimmerman into your own personal style unless you have one, I think. Otherwise, you can just look like a Zimmerman girly. And it can be the same for Camila, to be fair. So some of the Zimmy looks that I have, I would say there's probably less of them, but some of my, my fave is an old shirt. This was the Peggy Blouson blouse. This one is old. It's a piece that I have worn a bunch of different ways over years and years, and yeah, a piece like this in a colour and a pattern or print that works for me in a fabric, absolutely timeless, perfect. On the other hand, you can buy really big frou-frou dresses that you can wear one time and then, you know, you're pretty much done. But then I have this dress, which I wear quite a lot and over many years. It's one of the resort season dresses, so again, the colours, the fabric, it's a perfect dress to be able to wear on the daily. You can add heels and wear it to a dinner. It's really quite versatile as long as you don't wear it too often. I really love this one. This piece I purchased because we stayed home for Christmas and I wanted it to feel like Christmas with a new dress. I'll pop the picture up over here. And it was the first style of dress like this that I purchased from Zimmy, and it's beautiful. I have to say it is quite limited in how often that I can wear it, but I did break my shoulder last summer, so this summer I will be looking forward to going to a couple of Christmas parties perhaps and just really enjoying wearing this piece again, but not as wearable, say, as some of my other pieces. In terms of Camila is resort wear, so unless you want to look like you're on holidays all the time, which, you know, some people do, it's tricky for people, I think, who aren't maybe as outgoing in their style to incorporate Camila pieces, but a couple of my fave pieces from over the years or styles has been the high-low midi shirt dress. In particular, this beautiful whimsy one, which has, again, the colour, the print, which is absolutely gorgeous, and the fabric, which is silk, and I can wear this piece in winter or in summer. It's really quite versatile, again, day to night. It works for me and my style. I also have a black linen floral suit, which I'll pop over here. I wear that as separates quite a lot. I have another two-piece set in white florals. I love that. Yeah, so I guess you just have to find the things that work for you, and therefore I can't fill my whole wardrobe with Zimmy and Camila, but I can definitely keep an eye out for pieces and pick ones that suit my personal style, and that's how I'd suggest going about it. Otherwise you have a wardrobe full of it and you'll, you know, look like an ad for the store instead of yourself. I actually think the real success with those pieces is if somebody says, where is that from? Not, is that Camila or is that Zimmerman, if that makes sense. Next question. What is your favourite thing about your new home after settling in a bit? Congratulations. Thank you so much. Well, I am biased at the moment because of the season we're in. We're in midwinter. So I would say the favourite thing at the moment about our new home is our fireplace, and the fact that we have this beautiful cosy living area where we can just curl up and have the gas fire on and, you know, watch TV, and it's quite a delight. It's a real treat. So that's my favourite thing so far. How did you get your wardrobe to feel functional for you? I guess I follow the same principle as I did when we were in the old house, which is I put all my long hanging colour coded. Here I've got all my blazers colour coded, my pants colour coded, My tops and blouses colour-coded, and skirts and shorts down the bottom here colour-coded. To me, that's a functional way of organising my wardrobe. Then in the drawer section, you have your underwear, you know, t-shirts, pyjamas, activewear, scarves. My wardrobe's got a ways to go. I do need to redo this section so that I can fit all of my shoes in here, and I'd also like to build like an island bench, add some wallpaper, give it a bit of character, but it's a low priority task, and it'll probably be something I focus on next year. Why is fashion so boring at the moment? What brands or collections are you loving right now? Oh, fashion. Why is it so boring? I have to say, I haven't purchased any new clothes for a long time. I did go on a big buy up a few weeks ago, and I haven't revealed any of those pieces. They've just come out of the shopping bag. I have tried them all on. I'm now washing and ironing them and working out how to incorporate them in my wardrobe. I think I wouldn't say fashion is boring right now. But it's not appealing to me, and I don't know if that's because I'm not looking for it. I do find at the moment it feels like I'm back at high school where everybody's wearing the same thing. So I think fashion, boring, possibly, style. I could count on one hand the number of people I walk past in the city during a week of work that I kind of do a double take at and go, oh wow, like that's unique. She's got something going on there. Whether it's my style or not, it doesn't matter. It's finessed. It's the person. It's unique. In terms of collections or clothing, like I'm kind of drawn more to boutiques. I've been looking at Etro a lot lately, which is really beautiful. I don't have favourites anymore. I've got quite a mishmash of brands and places that I go to. I think Instagram's a good place to get inspiration. I'm not really doing a great job at answering this question because I just don't know how to. I think it's, yeah. I'm just not in it enough at the moment, and I'm not inspired either, so I do agree with you there. Can we have a house tour? The short version of that is no, but if you would like to follow me over on Peacocks and Posies, which is my Instagram account for the home, you will see snippets of the house. For obvious reasons, a tour of the house it's a bit of a privacy imposition, you know, I put a lot on the internet. There's some things I don't want to put on the internet, but I'm happy to share, you know, how I'm going about, you know, creating spaces in the house. So if you are interested, go check out my Instagram there. I'd love to see you there. Least favourite bag ever bought? Well, that would be all of the classic bags that I've bought, but the most least favourite would be the Louis Vuitton monogram Pochette Métis. That bag I saw on everybody, and I thought it was just so chic. And it was on them. And going back to the fashion and style thing, it was in fashion. It was hyped. Everyone wanted it, including me. And I got it, and it just never worked for me. It just never did. And I tried really hard, and I just never felt good wearing it. And when I finally kind of leveled with myself and went, you know what, this isn't working for you, sell it now while it's still, you know, in demand. I didn't make any money on it, but I only lost what I deserved to lose, which was the period that I had the bag for. It was kind of like being freed of the handcuffs of popularity and fitting in and hype, and yeah, I've never regretted getting rid of that bag, but I am happy for the people who love it and it fits their personal style. For me, it does not, never did, and I've learned my lesson. Thoughts on Burberry bags? I don't really have any. I have to say I'm not really up with the Burberry bags at the moment. In terms of times where they have kind of stuck out to me, my first kind of pre-loved luxury bag was actually a Burberry tote. If I can find a picture, I'll pop it over here. And I remember when Meredith and I were in London in 2023, we went to Burberry on Regent Street, I think, and they had that really like beautiful dark purples and dark green kind of collection. And I think there was some kind of fluffy bag there, or maybe it was a hat, but I wished it was a bag, and if it was a bag, I probably would have bought it, but it's not a place that I look at for handbags, to be fair. When booking an Airbnb, do you look for properties with cancellations less than 1 month? It's not one of my top criteria, no. Typically, if I am booking an Airbnb, it's for something that is pretty well locked in, and it's going to be a significant investment. So, you know, Airbnb are pretty good in the fact that when I've had to cancel things, they've kept credit for me on their site, so that's good. For Airbnbs, I think it's kind of like dating apps. You should select the exact area and all of the specifications that you want, and just see what comes up. Don't compromise to start with, because you'll probably not get what you're after. For me, typically if we're traveling, a bathtub is great. If it's winter, a fireplace or some kind of, you know, simulation fireplace is good. Some kind of terrace or outdoor area, separate bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, a laundry, I find really helpful when I book Airbnbs. That's in fact why I book Airbnbs, so that I don't have to take as many clothes. Yeah, so they're some of my tips. And yeah, cancellation is good, but super users, is that what it's called? Super hosts, that's right. They're the people that I kind of gravitate to, the people who do this as a profession, not as a every now and then to subsidise their own holiday situation. Do you prefer European wines or Oceania wines? It depends on the type of wine. I wouldn't say that there is a region for wines that I dislike enough to mention it here. I think if people are bottling the fruit of the earth, it's generally pretty good and marketable. They don't tend to bottle wine that is ordinary. I mean, a lot of export wine is not great, that's sold in bulk. And it's quite funny. Maybe I'm spilling the beans to the Americans watching, but for those of you who drink a lot of Yellowtail, that's not good. Yellowtail and Jacob's Creek, like, we would not drink that here in Australia. That gets shipped to the States in like massive shipping container and a bladder inside of it, and then bottled there. Like, it's not good. Obviously champagne, you can't get outside of champagne. I love Italian light reds. I like a Brunello. I love Australian wines. They're so, especially the minerally Rieslings. Yeah, there's great wine everywhere is where I'll end that one. Summer or winter? Well, this winter I have really enjoyed. I think it depends on how you live and what access you have to things that can make your life really comfortable. And as I mentioned before, having the fireplace has made winter just such a different vibe compared to our old home where we had like more central heating. Yeah, which didn't have the same kind of coziness, I suppose, as what we can have here. So I'm enjoying winter. Summers tend to be my favourite months, but I think the overlap of the seasons here in Brisbane is probably my favourite time. Chocolates or lollies? I'm a chocky girl. Lollies and sweeties, as you guys in the UK would say. Candy, no, not my thing. But chocolate can tend to be more nuanced, I think, in terms of, you know, you can add salt to chocolate, chili, you can add more tart kind of flavours like cherries and raspberries and orange. So I like a less sweet chocolate that's more kind of refined. So on the darker side, nuts. I love nuts in chocolate as well. Yeah, chocky definitely. Do you still have the mini Alexa, and would you recommend it for an everyday bag? I do. Here she is, and I actually purchased this bag to take on holiday last year because I always like to buy myself a little practical everyday bag because I don't tend to buy those in my everyday life. But the mini Alexa, and this one in particular, like I would never have looked at it, but the lovely Nick from the channel Living Life Loud with NJS saw this when he was on holiday somewhere in Europe, and he sent me a picture and said, I thought you would like this. And he was right, because obviously lilac and metallic, like winning. So the mini Alexa, it's a great light bag. It holds a lot. You can open up these little side bits and make it even bigger. I think it's an all-weather bag as well. It has this great, mine does anyway, braided kind of top handle. You can just close the flap because these little magnets will grab hold pretty quickly and without turning the turn lock, or if you want extra security you can do the turn lock as well. And it obviously has an adjustable crossbody strap which you can remove, so you can carry it top handle, you can carry it crossbody on the shoulder. It's really versatile. Yeah, I would recommend it. LV is telling me I need to have less bags and focus on less and more special bags. Do you agree? Do you mean LV Louis Vuitton, or is LV short for something else? I don't know. Do we need to have less bags and focus on less and more special? No, I never agree on less, unless that's what you want and you're motivated by. I think that you only get to the more special bags once you kind of have experienced lots of different types of bags and you've probably got all your practical needs taken care of. So I actually think the two kind of work off of each other. I don't think you can do one. Well, you can do the practical things, but you can't necessarily just have the less and special bags without having your practical needs covered. If you're a luxury lover, if you don't want to spend luxury dollars on your practical things and just want to spend on the special ones, cool. But yeah, I am buying less and more special now because of, you know, look what's behind me. Like, I'm pretty much taken care of in terms of my practical needs. But I think you make the best decision for you today. What are some of the bags you've parted with and why? Bags I've parted with, so beside all of my classic pieces, except for the Chanel Jumbo, bags I've parted with have tended to be, you know, those, as I talked about before, the Pochette Métis in monogram, the My Lady Dior's in Black Lamb with champagne gold hardware, quite a bit of monogram. So the only monogram I kind of have left now is my Neverfull, and I have kind of more, I don't have a lot of monogram anymore. I'm just looking, unless they're like a special trunk style bag. Yeah, how do you like that? So yeah, monogram bags have gone for me. Yes. Oh, that's an insight. There you go. Yeah, monogram and classic pieces. They're the bags that I have let go of because they're not my neutrals. They might be neutral objectively, but they're not my neutrals. Your confidence is so cool and inspiring. How do you channel it? Wow. Thank you. I don't know. Confidence. I have plenty of insecurities, but I think what I've learned from experimenting with just doing what's intuitively me, and obviously being able to finesse that through the styling course that I did, is that once you know the parts of yourself that make you feel good and that you want to highlight and that you care less about, or you're less insecure about, and you know the parts that trouble you or that you're conscious about, and you learn how to kind of shift your silhouette or wear colours or style things in a particular way that detract attention, and you pair that with just knowing who you are and having good self-awareness, I think that's the key to feeling confident. And I think confidence is circumstantial as well. I operate mostly in areas where I feel confident, or I learn how to be confident. If I, was at a New York City fashion show, would I feel confident? Probably would take a bit of work. If I was at a beach club with a whole bunch of celebrities, would I feel confident? No, I wouldn't. So I think it's relative, but yeah, I think knowing who you are and not hiding who you are and what you think, I think that's kind of key to channeling it. That's what I'm working on anyway, and I'm definitely not there yet, but thank you for saying so. What's on your H wish list? Well, the made-to-order shirt. That is the main thing, and a strap for my Kelly, which is looking increasingly less likely because of apparently production capacity. Anyway, but yeah, I'm waiting to hear on what are the selected 90 centimetre scarves for this season that I might be able to find something that I love that I could get styled into a custom made shirt. That is my main wish list item. Not a question, but you look great at the moment. Very happy. Oh, thanks, Kate. I am very content at the moment. I'm so enjoying making this house a home. It's going to end soon. This whole every other day is Christmas. There's a delivery, and there's so many things that I have about that I just want to find homes for and finesse and style, and I'm obsessed with it. Like, I spend a lot of time just fluffing about with things and researching and looking online and zhuzhing things. I love to make the bed in the morning. I love to, put the cushions into shape on the lounge. Like, I just love fluffing about. Just loving life at the moment. So thank you. How is the shoe storage situation in the new closet? Well, there are no shoes in here at the moment. But as I said, I think early next year we will commence the wardrobe zhuzhing situation. Are you a game night person? And if yes, what kind of games do you like? I would say I'm not a game night person, but do I have games? Did I play at night time? No. But I have had some wickedly funny games of Cards Against Humanity, which I'm sure you all know, which is rather hilarious. So yeah, I love that. Do I own it? No, but I will play for sure. I've also played Deal or No Deal, the board game, which is hilarious fun if you play with people who actually take on the characters. It's so good. But yeah, it's not something that my husband and I would do together, but if we're with other people and that's on the agenda, I'm not against it. What custom piece from Louis Vuitton would you like to create? A trunk. I think it would definitely be something similar to the Cabinet of Curiosities trunk that I saw when I was in Paris at the trunk show at Cheval Blanc Hotel. Oh, that thing, like, that's a mortgage, that was 250 or 270,000 euro. So yeah, unlikely for that to actually happen, but if I could, I would. Can we see your new key pouch, please? You mentioned going down to a 4. Yes, it's right here actually. Here it is, and I did unbox it on a video, I don't know when, but this is the 4 key, and you can see my garage clickers just hanging out there. But yeah, Louis Vuitton Epi Leather, highly recommend it for a key pouch. No buttons that are exposed that can get tarnished. And then yeah, inside fits your 4 keys, and there's a little slip pocket there if you do happen to have like an access card or something you want to slide in there. But yeah, I find this is perfect for all my teeny tiny little bags, and it has made a bit of a difference because I think the 6 key is about that big. I've still got the 6 key, but yeah, the 4 key has made a big difference to, you know, just how things fit in my handbag. Lilac or fuchsia? Well, look, I've got the 2 of them here now. Lilac all the way. I do love my fuchsia moments, and I have some beautiful fuchsia pieces. I actually find fuchsia is probably easier for day-to-day styling in terms of handbags, but not in terms of clothes for me. I find it a bit bold in clothes, and I would prefer lilac in clothes and lilac in bags. Lilac definitely. Fuchsia is a close second. Drake or Kendrick? Neither, but pick one. Tokyo, Paris, New York, London. Have not been to Tokyo yet. Need to go. It's actually one of the places that are on my hit list to do a quick trip to. And when I say quick, I mean like 4 days on the ground quick. Paris, New York, London. I think Paris feels like, it feels so far away from Australia, Brisbane, Australia. So it feels like another world. So I would say Paris. Thoughts on luxury ski gear? I don't ski. What are my thoughts? Definitely some flex vibes there. I mean, the texture, the colours, the abundance, like all of those elements of ski gear I think are amazing. I would wear it. I wouldn't ski in it, but I would enjoy putting together outfits. Yeah, absolutely. Thoughts on Labubu? I don't have any thoughts. Well, the thoughts that I do have, I have mentioned previously in videos. I keep playing with my hair because I just washed it and it's like really fluffy because I've been doing some chores this morning. It sounds disrespectful to say I think they're stupid, but I think they're stupid. I think people who love them, for whatever reason they love them, I don't think those people are stupid for loving them. I don't like the product Labubu. So, yeah. I think, I don't like them. Of all your exotics and furs, this one's from Connor, so I'll mention Connor. His video, his channel, not his video, will be linked below. What texture do you love the best? Ostrich nipples? Of all of my exotics and furs, what texture do I love the best? The answer is not ostrich nipples. What texture do I love the best? I think from a leather perspective, it's got to be the crocodile. I'd only seen crocodile in capucine bags, and so when I got this one, I was so impressed by how malleable it is, and of course it is because it's the croc belly. It's not its back armor, it's its belly. So that the feeling of that, and I've actually touched a crocodile's belly, FYI, when it was still alive too. But yeah, that texture is really quite beautiful because it's smooth and textured at the same time. And in terms of furs, well, it's got to be the fox. It's got to be the fox. This is so soft, and everybody wants to touch it because it just lures you into wanting to touch this bag. So, crocodiles and foxes, Connor. Any new travel plans? There are no plans per se, but as I mentioned before, I'm thinking about Tokyo. I'm also thinking about Singapore because I wanted to go to the Raffles Hotel, but the weather's putting me off there. I might wait till it warms up here so it's less of a shock to the system in Singapore. I was talking about African safaris with a colleague at work the other day, and they shared with me where they went to stay on like a 12-person lodge, and I'm like, oh, I thought I might do that in a couple of years, but now it feels like something I'd like to do sooner rather than later. So perhaps, an African safari in the next 12 to 18 months. Next wish list item that's bags, shoes or clothes. I'm not looking for anything. To be honest, I'm really not looking for anything. nothing that I'm actively looking for. So nothing on a wish list other than a Burberry trench coat in stone. That is all. But that, even then, that's not, like, it's not urgent. But if I was to come across the perfect one, yes, I would definitely jump on that. But yeah, in terms of a wish list, I really don't have one. Fendi or Hermès? I would say Fendi, just because it's much more liberal. I mean, I haven't bought anything new from Fendi for quite a long time. The last thing I bought was a pair of Calibri light shoes. And I've probably bought more from Hermès recently than from Fendi. So yeah, thinking about it a little bit more. Fendi, I think it's a little bit lost at the moment, for me, in my opinion anyway. But I have more affiliation with Fendi, the brand, how it's evolved, what it's known for, and, you know, the challenges it makes to the basics. Yeah, more so than Hermès. Hi Dale, what are your most comfortable shoes? The short answer to that is my Golden Goose All Stars. Most of my shoes, I would say, they're not really comfortable. It's just levels of discomfort change. My Roger Vivier Ranger boots are pretty comfy as well. My Laurent Stacard boots are pretty comfy for the heel height, and wearing them all day. My Fendi Colibris with the short wide heel are pretty comfy. But yeah, I wouldn't say that I tend to buy shoes for comfort unless, you know, they're sneakers or something. Otherwise, yeah, it's more about style. Maria's going to DM me her question because it is too long, so I will go and find that one now, Maria. My question may be a difficult one to answer. If a friend asks your opinion on something, fashion, etc. related, do you tell the truth even if it's not what they want to hear? If they ask me for my opinion, I will tell the truth. In fact, a lot of people DM me on Instagram, and I have to say, please don't ask me if you're not prepared for me to say something that you don't want to hear. Because I don't feel like I can. If I don't know you, you might know me, but if I don't know you, it's hard for me to position my opinion with you because, yeah, I don't know how it's going to affect you. But if it's a friend, someone that I know well, and they ask me, yes, I'll tell them. If they don't ask me, I will keep it to myself. But I will ask them questions to help figure out if what I'm thinking they've considered. So that, you know, I'm not letting them, not letting them, but if I'm not going to stand by while potentially they overlook something that could be really important in their decision making. But yeah, absolutely, I'll always tell if they ask. Shan, how's your home decor going? Yep, we've talked about that, having lots of fun. Any trips outside of Australia planned? Talked about that one too. Thanks for checking in, Shan. How is your dad? Any new vacation plans? So I'll just answer the first part. Wendy, Dad is great. He's had 2 knee replacements in the space of 12 months. He's doing extraordinarily well. In fact, he's almost 70 and he climbed a tree, cut all the branches down, pulled the tree stump out with his car, then cut up all of the bits of the tree and moved them to his, you know, wood pile in the paddock waiting for a big bonfire at some point in time. So you could say he's doing really well. For a 70-year-old man, he's very fit, he's very healthy, he's very active. He's doing well. Thank you for asking. What's your least favourite thing about luxury shopping? I would say the time it takes. It is a huge investment of time to go luxury shopping. To make the appointment to go, how long it takes for things to be run around the store, how long it takes for things to be wrapped up when you've paid. Or they go and get wrapped up, or they're halfway through getting wrapped up. I don't know what happens. And then they come and get payment, then they go away for a bunch of time again. If you know what happens, can you tell me? It drives me mad how long it takes. Like, to shop at Hermès takes so long. It drives me nuts. Even if there's something being put aside for you that everybody knows why you're there, it just takes a long time, Next question, what is your love language and what is your spirit animal? Dawn, I would say my love language is acts of service. So knowing that something will make someone's life easier, thinking about something that helps them or supports them, and that's what I like as well, acts of service. I remember one time I came home from work when my parents were staying with me and they'd scrubbed the back stairs, and like, to me, I walked up the back stairs from the garage and I was like, oh, the back stairs, they look so beautiful. I said, did you guys clean the back stairs? And they're like, yeah, how did you know? And I'm like, oh my God, like I walk up them every day multiple times and I see them and I'm like, oh, these need work. And yeah, those are the sorts of things that, like, or if, you know, my husband's got dinner, if he's picked up things for dinner on the way home without calling me and saying, what do you want for dinner? What do you want to do? Like, he just does it. I love that. My spirit animal, I don't know. It would be a bird of some description. Would it be a pigeon, a flying rat? A bit nuts, a little bit intelligent, a little bit social, a little bit reclusive, gets into trouble. I don't know. A peacock? Well, a peahen? No. Brown? No. Are female pigeons really brown as well? I don't know. Female birds get the loose end of the colour spectrum, don't they? I really don't know about spirit animal. What do you guys think? You tell me. What part of your daily life makes you the happiest? My daily life, I would say going to bed and waking up with my pups and my husband with me. That is just a really lovely, to have your bedroom as your, you know, like your sanctuary and the people you love there and everything's just like cozy and like comfy and oh, it's the nicest thing. Yeah, I adore it. That's my favourite part of daily life, for sure. So there are all the questions, guys. That was a lot. And there were some really thoughtful questions in there as well. So thank you so much to everybody who contributed. Hopefully I don't delete this footage and we get to see it all. Yeah, I'll be more careful in the future. I'm going to start figuring out how to interact with you here on the YouTubes, what time I'll have to make videos and what about, but yeah, I always love connecting with you. I'm grateful for your interest in all things going on in my life and I look forward to chatting to you here and on the Instagrams. If you've liked this video, the camera overheated. All I wanted to say was, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do so by hitting the subscribe button down below. And I'll catch you in my next video. Ciao.